Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's session. I'm Ruchita, your host. Today, we are going to discuss an important subject. We have all heard that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. But why? How does it impact our gut health and weight? What is the relation between breakfast and our cravings throughout the day? Does it does what we have to in the morning, whatever we have to do, impact our mental health also? To discuss this, we have experts with us who are going to discuss why morning nutrition. Uh, to begin the session, it is my honor and privilege to invite Farooq Tarapur. He, ladies and gentlemen, is an Olympian, two-time world champion in sailing, and has had an active sporting career of 40 years. He's won innumerable awards, including the Chhatrapati Shivaji Award and the Arjuna Award. But most importantly, he's a mentor to each and every one of us on this group and a flag bearer on this journey with the mission Har Ghar Healthy, Har Ghar Medicine Free. Let's welcome him onto this virtual stage. Over to you,
Thank you,
Farooq.
Ruchita, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to this exciting session. And today we are going to be discussing about morning nutrition and why morning nutrition is so important. It is so unfortunate that as there was more and more advancement in technology, people started missing out on a few basic things. And things like Starbucks started opening up, and people thought that just having coffee is good enough for morning breakfast. And after doing a lot of intensive research and looking deep into why are people suffering from lifestyle diseases, and one of the things that came out loud and clear is people are skipping morning breakfast. People are not giving the importance that morning breakfast really needs. Typically, if you're not getting 50% of your calorie requirement in your morning breakfast, that too within an hour or so after waking up, you are doing yourself great harm. So if you are in that category, and are not taking breakfast seriously, and there are some who gradually, out of sheer laziness and casualness, uh, after waking up, कब breakfast खा रहे हैं 10 बजे 11 बजे doesn't make any sense. So need to take this subject of this breakfast very seriously. But today I'm going to leave you with one more tip that breakfast alone uh, is not everything. Although it is one of the important things, it is not everything. You also need to do exercise and be careful about the sedentary lifestyle that people are facing. Again, because of technology, it is 100% predictable that you will be facing sedentary challenges. Everything is becoming easier, everything is becoming more comfortable. And I've developed this new phrase, comfort is overrated. I want all of you, okay, on this platform to tomorrow go and check your car. If you find that the door from where you are entering has got your foot marks, it should tell you a story. It means that you're getting so lazy about it that you're not even lifting the foot and making sure that the foot does not scrape the the bottom of the car. If you have a foot mark over there, try and start to think that why is it that I can't even lift my foot clearly into the car so that my foot does not, soil the car. Just have a look, tomorrow when you enter the car, that is there a foot mark over there or not. If there is a foot mark, your radar antenna should go up that look, I need to do something, that I'm getting sedentary and I need to start lifting my foot more and be deliberate about ensuring that you are getting out of this sedentary lifestyle. So this is my tip for the day, check your car. And now you're very fortunate because you're going to listen to this topic from somebody, who was a very, very busy corporate executive and just had no time. And she had convinced herself that, time kahan hai, to have breakfast. And after she got onto this program, after she got onto this community and realized the importance of breakfast, and she turned her whole health, upside down, and turned it around 180 degrees. And now she has a much, much better health than what she had before. So listen to her very carefully, because she will really tell you what all morning nutrition is all about. Over to you, Veda.
Thank you so much, Farooq. In fact, since you have told me about the car thing, I've been noticing and I've been lifting up my leg and ensuring that I'm actually moving it, to a higher height. Thank you. And, such simple things, folks, that we learn, which actually make so much sense. And that's why I love this community. And, it just helps almost everyone make those small little changes that can help us lead a better life. So yes, this topic, why this is like close to my heart is because I was really, really, really bad at this. Okay. Breakfast was like, and it just because of the lifestyle. It's not, yes, as Farooq said that, itni busy thi ki I always had the excuse that there's no time, there is no time to actually make the breakfast, make dabas for the kids. And I'm sure everyone is going through a similar pattern or something around this, right? Make your dabas for the family, make your dabas for the office, carry your tiffin and then get ready. Then there are calls. And, post COVID, that also started during the hybrid, lifestyle that, you're on calls the whole time since 8 a.m. in the morning. When do you stop to eat your breakfast? But you know what? When I understood the impact, which probably earlier I didn't understand. If you see this today, you will be surprised that a breakfast alone can actually alter your health, your energy. And I'm sure in this group, in this, today who all have logged in, most of us lack in energy. That's the first difference that you will see when you get your breakfast right. And this impacted positively in a very huge manner. And I could still take care of it in spite of continuing to be busy. So it's, as Farooq always says, it is all, you know, everyone has 24 hours. It is what you prioritize. I still had calls, but you need to prioritize your morning breakfast. Now, let's look at why and why morning nutrition. Okay, I'm sure you didn't hear about morning nutrition. If this is the first time you're attending this session, I'm sure you didn't hear about morning nutrition before. We have always heard ki breakfast एकदम king के जैसा खाना चाहिए और dinner should be really little, right? But what has happened is because of our, you know, fast-paced lifestyle, because work and money has taken priority for a lot of reasons. Yes, money is important. I'm not saying it's not important. What we do is we miss our breakfast, but we end up coming home and then feeling that, okay, we need to have a good, at least one time we need to have a good, meal at home. And hence, raat ko hum roti, chawal, we end up eating everything. And usually it is late. And this is exactly what my life was, okay, before. And it is, I'm sure many are going through this. Now, unfortunately, just breaking the fast is not enough, right? Breakfast matlab kya hai? Breaking the fast from the overnight fast. When we sleep, we are usually, not eating, except for those who sleep by 2 a.m., 3 a.m. and still binging. That's a different aspect altogether. We are not covering that today. So nutritious breakfast is equal to breaking the fast. Breakfast should be the first meal within 2 to 3 hours. Ideally, if you're waking up by 6 or rather by 7, try and finish your breakfast by 9. You will understand why we are saying ki 9, 9:30, why you should finish through the sessions that we go through. Now, why is it important to have a good breakfast? क्यों? जब हम रात को सोते हैं, our whole body is in a resting phase. When the body is in a resting phase, metabolic rate क्या है? The burning of energy that your body does in the resting phase, or usually with the organs are operating and all of that, whatever energy is burnt, that is your metabolic rate, right? Your metabolic rate has reduced by 15%. So when you wake up in the morning, your organs need to understand that, okay, they need to perform certain other activities also. If your metabolic rate doesn't increase, you're not going to burn more energy, you're going to feel tired as well. Again, in the night, when the body is in resting phase, it is in repair phase as well. Your bare minimum functions are happening, which is more of repair. Repair के लिए सबसे ज़्यादा क्या use होता है is your protein. So your body gets into a negative protein, quantity, percentage. And hence it is important कि आप breakfast में you should have protein in breakfast. Insulin sensitivity and glucose tolerance also goes for a, it's not activated. So you need something to go into your body so that your glucose levels are, they are in a normal range. Alteration in gut bacteria. What happens is, again, due to the, repair stage, etc. Gut bacteria, we heard, last session where Raj so beautifully explained about gut health and gut reset. If you have missed that session, request the person who actually invited you today for the recording of that session. Now we have good bacteria or bad bacteria also. We need both of it. लेकिन जो ratio चाहिए, what happens in the night is वो good bacteria कम हो जाता है and your bad bacteria is increased. So there is an alteration. Now you need to put the right food. If you say eat a burger in the morning, McD started their breakfast, supposedly healthy, but unfortunately that is also not healthy, probably a little less unhealthier than the other, McD burgers. But if you have a burger, your good bacteria are not going to go up. If you have a biscuit and chai, your good bacteria are not going to go up. Okay. Hence, your morning nutrition is important because आपका body already negative में है in all aspects. What if you eat the right breakfast in the morning? What happens? It actually encourages healthier eating throughout the day. You may not understand this now, कि ये क्यों हो रहा है. I will explain through the subsequent slides. What it means is, if you have the right meal in the morning, you will not be tempted to eat fast food, sweets, simple carbs, all of that. Or you will not be tempted to snack at 11:30 जब आपको chai break होता है. When everyone just goes to the chai point and picks up a biscuit packet also together with that, या फिर मूंगफली ले लेते. I used to do that. And hence I can actually tell you, we do it. We do that, right? With the tea itself or coffee itself is negative, but that's adding on even more simple processed food, etc. Right? It breaks the overnight fasting period. It is important, as we said, so that your metabolism can increase. It also will boost your energy levels and fuels up your cognitive power. अगर आपने कुछ फूड नहीं दिया आपके पेट को, पेट has not, your stomach, your digestive system has not started processing, it's not giving energy to the whole body, your micronutrients are not going, how do you think your brain power is going to get activated? It is not going to. You'll still feel very low in energy. Probably you may not be able to even gather the whole numbers, all of that, whatever is being told in the morning calls. Right? I'm sure you can relate to this. Replenish your supply of essential nutrients, because obviously you need, for a new day, you need your phal sabzi as well. Okay, but unfortunately, this is what is happening around the world. The easiest thing to skip is your morning breakfast. Train pakadna hai, bus pakadna hai. I don't know, many of us drive to office also. We'll miss the share cab or the office cab. You just pick up a cup of coffee from the nearest cafe and go. That's what we have been doing. So 15 to 30% people skip their breakfast, all because of our fast-paced life, because of a nuclear, family. Earlier, kya hota tha? There used to be a support system around. Hence, it is important, folks, to always create that support system, because obviously work also matters. Laziness. There are people just out of laziness, kaun banayega karke. Biscuit is easiest, khari biscuit, toast and all of that. So people actually skip. There are many people, unfortunately, they think that, okay, if I don't have my breakfast, एक meal कम हो गया, मेरा weight कम हो जाएगा. No. Of course, there are people who don't have an appetite in the morning, but it will need to be introduced as a healthy practice, dhire dhire, and it can be changed. Okay, but intent to reduce weight, you will see that you will actually increase weight if you skip your breakfast. 1 in 4 claim to be skipping breakfast. 60 to 80% people in the metros have inadequate breakfast. What I was telling you, biscuit and chai or coffee or a bread, toasted bread or something. And most of the inadequacy you will see, you'll have females having greater inadequacies than males. Ladies, whoever is there on this, meeting today, if you take care of yourself, only then you will be fit for a longer period to take care of your loved ones. So first is you. When we fly, in the flight, mothers are always told when they're sitting that all of us who are sitting with a child, first, if there is an emergency, first put your mask, then help the next person or help your child. Why? Because you are first important. If you are fine, then only. So even if you're, feeding everyone, you need to feed yourself as well, right? Skipping breakfast has also been found associated with greater. So what happens is, that's what I was saying. So if you skip your breakfast, क्या होगा? 11 बजे तक इतनी भूख लगेगी कि जो दिखेगा वो आप खा लोगे. So you will have added, refined carbs, which is sugars or unhealthy food. Batata. We know people. I know, I was actually guiding a person who was in my society. He is in the manufacturing background. Literally every 11:30 he goes to have a samosa. Subah late utte the, isliye he used to not have his breakfast at home, go to office, reach there, log in, and then whatever swipe in and all of that, and actually go to the canteen and have his samosa. That was the breakfast, so to say, at 11 o'clock. Imagine, and that's but natural because your body is waiting and craving for that food. Now let us see what are the different impacts on three things: physical, physiological, and psychological. Yes, not having your breakfast actually impacts all over. So let's first look at your physical. Okay. Drawbacks, I'll talk about the drawbacks. Low in energy, logical. आप कुछ खा नहीं रहे हो, your metabolism is low, energy is low, you don't feel active. Low endurance through the day. You have so many activities to do. All of us, men, women, everyone alike, kids as well, you have activities to do. You will start feeling tired post lunch, or, by 3 or 4, you don't want to go ahead till for your next few, activities. Increase in body weight. Why? The previous point, because you start binging unhealthy stuff, which gives you instant energy. Refined carbs or carbs basically gives you instant energy. Increase in fat deposition because your body doesn't need that much of carbs or, refined, all of those junk food, so to say. And hence this. Now, obviously, the benefits are all completely opposite, right? Now, the more you do not have a nutritious breakfast, the fatter you get, and the brain will command you to choose high fat and high sugar foods. It's not just for the sake of saying, this is scientifically proven कि अगर आपने ठीक से खाना नहीं खाया breakfast में, even though we say eat like a king, it doesn't mean कि आप 3 डोसा खाओ या 5 इडली खाओ. इडली is good, but again the quantity is very, very important. इडली के साथ आप क्या खा रहे हो? Is it chutney? Is it sambar? Does the sambar have vegetables? Chutney का portion कम होना चाहिए. Have you started your day with the fruit? Right? Hence, nutrition, the quality of nutrition in your breakfast is very, very important. So what are the benefits? Physical benefits, what you will see is your improved performance, energy levels, and of course, through the day, it will help you with your growth and development as well. Okay. Now, as Farooq said, though we're talking about morning nutrition, it is also very important कि आप जब अच्छे से breakfast खाते हो, move around. Try and take a walk after every meal, even breakfast, if you can. We are not saying you need to do, in this program, we actually prescribe or we suggest that you try and get to the goal of 4 kilometers in 40 minutes, right? Brisk walk. हम ये नहीं बोल रहे कि ब्रेकफास्ट के बाद आप 40 मिनट्स ही करना चाहिए, लंच के बाद भी 40. We understand that not everyone can do that. Can you do 10 minutes? Can you do 20 minutes? But again, it needs to be slightly brisk, and absolutely no issues in walking after a meal. It is the best thing that you can do. Whatever anyone says that it is not good, you may feel, we are not asking you to jog and run and do heavy exercises. Walk, a brisk walk is what we are saying. And that is, it is the best thing that you can do for controlling your sugar levels, for, here it is. To improve your digestion, jo bhi aap kha rahe ho, it will help in digesting it. Even if it is nutritious, you need the exercise also to back up whatever you're eating. Enhance blood sugar control. So you will see, if you actually keep these sugar measuring devices, right? You will see कि जब आप खाना खाते हो, sugar will go up, but when you start walking, it will come under control again. Helps in maintaining your healthy weight, logical, reduces heartburn. Now, a lot of us post meal, in fact, there used to be a time जब मैं पानी भी पीती थी तो मुझे, I used to feel like those burps coming out, and it's, acidity and all. If you walk after a meal, it helps in reducing that heartburn and indigestion as well, and your mood and energy improves. Anytime I tell, when I consult with Farooq and I have a lot of mood swings and all, he always says one thing: go for a walk. You're not walking enough. In fact, I'm not walking at all. I know when usually जब हमारा mood low होता है, हम जाके बैठ जाते हैं, TV, sit, and we pamper ourselves. But unfortunately, that worsens things, right? Those were the physical impacts. Physiological impacts, matlab your organic health. Okay. There is something called circadian rhythm. It is a topic in itself, and we will cover it in one of the sessions after this. But at a high level, basically, circadian rhythm is a form of time-restricted feeding. This is not intermittent fasting. We are talking about time-restricted feeding, in which a person eats food across a span of hours in the earlier part of the day. Matlab, jab daylight hai, when the sun rises, we eat between sunrise and sunset, because our body, has been made to understand, or rather, if you look at this picture that we have on the screen, the hormones here, of course, our body generates or secretes a lot of hormones, but these are the ones that are to do with your digestive system, with growth, with food, etc. If you see this, ghrelin, okay? Yeah, ghrelin. This is your hunger hormone. Can you see the timings? It is between 8 a.m. to 9:30. Here you have 12:30 to 2. Here you have 5 to 7, somewhere during this. Insulin is generated only once. All of these, your adiponectin, leptin, these are all for fat processing. Okay, FGF is your growth one. I will not go into detail because we have a very good session lined. But what is it telling you? That your hunger hormones for processing is actually only during your daylight phase, not during the night phase. So if you do not eat here, you will see some sugar imbalance. You will see, suddenly you are getting hungry at 11 because your body, your brain is saying, bhai, I was expecting food around 9 or 8, but तूने दिया नहीं, अभी तो दे, जो भी है दे. And that's what we end up doing. Correct? So if you can understand this, you will also slowly stop snacking in this period. If you have a nutritious breakfast में, suppose we have, like, for example, I'm supposed to eat 1200 calories. Say, just to keep it simple, 2000 calories in a day. Breakfast should ideally have 50% of that calorie intake during breakfast itself, another 30-35 during lunch, and then you have 15 to 20% at dinner. That's how our calorie split should be. हम क्या करते हैं ब्रेकफास्ट में? हार्डली एनीथिंग, क्योंकि नहीं हो सकता है बोल के नहीं खाएंगे. But of course, lunch is heavy. If you are cooking yourself, you have the time. Otherwise, and we end up eating a good dinner. right? Unfortunately, good dinner khaoge, maximum calories. Insulin is not there. You are not processing your blood glucose. It goes and sits as fat. Okay. Even your adiponectin stops secreting. So it's very, very important. So if you can follow your food cycle as per your day-night cycle, as per the circadian rhythm, everything will be balanced. But if you don't follow, this is what leads to dheere dheere obesity, which also leads to fatty liver diseases. Yes, stress also increases fatty liver, but the initial trigger is your lifestyle. Late night sleeping as well. Diabetes, it hampers your sugar levels, it increases your cardiovascular diseases, weight gain, inflammations. So what happens to your body if you do not eat breakfast properly? Even it impacts your heart. We are seeing many, many more people, and everything is related, sleep, stress, food. All of this is a cycle jo related hai. But it starts with what you're putting inside your body. And hence we're talking about food a lot more. Okay. So your body protests against not having a nutritional breakfast. It will go into a cardiovascular strike. मतलब क्या है? जब आप ठीक से खाना नहीं खाओगे सुबह, your stomach, the acid reflux, your hyperacidity, etc., non-stress hyperactivity increases. It triggers that, which increases your blood pressure. In turn, it will then cause abnormal lipid metabolism, in turn causing cardiovascular disease. एक दिन breakfast नहीं खाया, 2 दिन नहीं खाया, कुछ नहीं होगा. But this is due to prolonged missing breakfast, prolonged missing nutritious breakfast. If you see in our grandparents or great grandparents era, biscuits were not there. Bread nahi tha. They used to actually have roti sabzi before going to their farms, before going to work. And roti sabzi was like, a whole meal, or even chawal and dal and sabzi. That's what their food used to be. We shrunk it, and made it less, more processed and easier to eat, right? The risk of death increases 1.19 times, and that through cardiovascular diseases increases 1.87 times. Death through stroke increases by 3.39 times if you do not have a nutritional breakfast for elongated periods of time. So yes, it, impacts in a massive, massive way. Of course, your body protests by increasing your weight. That again leads to different inflammations across your body, pains and inflammations, either your muscle issues, joint issues, and then also impairing your sugar levels and fatty liver as well. Okay. So it is all interrelated, and it is proven. It increases you slowly, because of all of these issues, you end up getting into your type 2 diabetes, fatty liver. Fatty liver was never something that I had heard till, probably even the age of 40. I had never heard about fatty liver. Today it has become so common. Even, and पहले ऐसे होता था कि दारू पिया तो, liver गया, फिर kidney गया, whatever. Today it is like vegetarians who have not touched alcohol are also getting into fatty liver. Why? It is because of all of these food habits, insulin resistance, metabolic changes, inflammatory, all of these get you into this state. So if you slowly get back into these healthy habits, you can actually reverse this along with exercise, along with the right supplementation. So what are the benefits that you can enjoy if you have a healthy breakfast, nutritious one? Sugar balance, metabolism will be improved, right? You'll have a great metabolism, better digestion. Jahan pe bhi, if you're feeling that your metabolism is lower, than an average females or an average males, try and get more protein into your breakfast. Lesser simple carbs, have more complex carbs. You will see your metabolism, of course, along with exercise, you will see that your metabolism will slowly improve. Better digestion, maintenance of muscle mass, hormonal balance as well. This is also extremely important. Why maintenance of muscle mass? If you have your protein in the morning, it will help you with your muscle retention as well. Okay. Yeah. So again, if you have a high calorie meal in the morning, versus in the night. This is a depiction. We just spoke about it. If you have a high calorie meal in the night, again, you're going to increase your obesity, your fat metabolism will reduce because your body wants to now rest. It's not, your adiponectin is not getting secreted. Then there's no energy that is spent, correct? All of that. But if you have your high calorie meals, and especially at breakfast, all of this, and you will remain fit. Okay, your basically calories that you burn will be more. Physiological benefits, we spoke about most of it. What we didn't speak also is that your good bacteria, when you have nutritious breakfast, your good bacteria improves. So there is a linkage between your morning nutrition, what you have for breakfast, with your gut as well. You will feel that slowly जब आप ये habit change करोगे ना, एक दिन में शायद आपको नहीं दिखेगा. I remember I hated having protein. Okay, the protein powder that we recommend. Okay, I hated having that, and it was very cumbersome. बहुत time लगता था. But when I started having, when I understood this better, after 2 weeks, even within 2 weeks, I could see the energy increase. I could see that 11 baje ka snacking band ho gaya tha. I could see my craving for morning coffee had reduced, had literally gone. I used to have my first coffee only by around 11:30. Those are the changes that you will see if you can consistently have a nutritious breakfast. Now, what are the psychological impact? Everything again is related. Your gut and brain is related. Your metabolism, everything is related. How does not having a nutritional breakfast impact? Short-term energy supply, correct? Inadequate, blood supply to your brain, and hence reduced alertness. You will not even know what your boss is shouting at you for on a call, and or what he or she is actually, additional tasks have been thrown to you in the morning call. You'll not be alert, and then again you'll be working till the end of the day, right? So what are the benefits? Your improvement in memory. There are many women also who are, during the perimenopause or menopause stage, we have brain fog issues and all. I would also recommend the similar thing to be done. If you can improve your breakfast, add protein, add omega-3 in your breakfast, definitely, along with a few other stuff like ashwagandha, this will definitely improve. Brahmi as well. Cognition will improve, mental clarity. So, the crux of it is, if you have a good, nutritious breakfast, it will help physically with energy. It will just simple things that we understand. Physically with energy, you can, do a lot of things through the day. Second, your organ health will be great. Okay, improved. Your psychological benefits mean you will be more alert. Your, multitasking probably may improve. You will not get as stressed as you may otherwise get if there is, a deadline approaching, or a month-end, report that needs to be generated, etc. All of these things may not stress you, or there is a fight at home. You will probably not even trigger the fight. Most of it is because of our reactions, right? Your mood swings will reduce. Okay. So yes, so psychological benefits with healthy breakfast. Review of 45 different studies, on breakfast was done. Regular breakfast consumption increased, okay, the cognition, thinking and understanding, and memory retention. You will definitely see that. So I just summarized this in the previous slide when I was talking. Your cognitive, memory, mental well-being, all of this, your gut health. So if you just start with that one single step of improving, your morning breakfast, it can, okay, before I end, now you may ask, Vida, itna sara bola, to khaye to kya khaye morning breakfast mein? Can you start? What we recommend on this program is, and I think for the next session, I will include that. What we recommend is, start your morning with, say a glass or 2 glasses of water. Clean water is also fine. If you are great at soaking methi seeds or your ajwain or sauf in warm water and having it, great. But otherwise, also no complications. Farooq always says, keep it simple, that things that are doable. You need to, drain out or flush out the toxins that when you get up in the morning. So drink a glass or two of water, have a fruit, one single type of fruit in the morning. आप banana खा रहे हो तो banana खाओ. Again, 10 banana मत खाओ, 5 banana मत खाओ. One, depending on the size, या अगर इलायची केला है तो 2 खा सकते हो. Or if you're having a, santra or anything, any single type of fruit, don't mix your fruits. After you've had your fruit, keep around 30 minutes. तब तक आप breakfast बनाओ. And I'm talking about women as well because, and the person who's cooking in the house, sorry about that, whoever is cooking, tab tak you have your breakfast or you cook your breakfast and then have a breakfast. Along with your breakfast, can you also have protein? Breakfast can be your upma. In upma, try and mix your vegetables. If you're making your poha, see how whatever vegetables you can mix, not just groundnut. Groundnut is not a vegetable. Yes, you may say Veda protein hai, but it also has a lot of omega-6 and oils, which is not required. Dosa with lentils, which has again vegetables. If you can probably add millets, dosa, something like that. So a lot of variety we have, and we are actually fortunate in India कि इतने सारे varieties है, and due to social media now we have a lot of recipes as well. Try and avoid bread for breakfast because that's not something recommended. Even if you say brown bread, unless you are making it, look at the ingredients on the bread ka theli. Even if you're having bread, please try and restrict it to just once in a week. Okay, if you have to have it, don't have too much because again, it is processed. Try and eat whole wheat. But if you're having any whole wheat, say if you're having a roti, ensure you're having some vegetables also. Just a paratha, just a plain roti is also not good. You can probably have a methi thepla or a wooli thepla. All of this. Sprouts are good to have in the morning. And I would recommend please have your all plant protein, Nutrilite all plant protein, 2 scoops at least, and 2 scoops of fiber in water along with your breakfast. So this is how, probably it will be wholesome. The best way, I've said a lot of options. The best way is share your plates on the group. I hope you all are on the WhatsApp group. If you're there, share your plates because when Farooq, when Anaita, when Raj, or any one of us actually recommend some changes, you will understand what to change. It is not, trust me, it is not to point out कि अरे तुम ठीक से नहीं खा रहे हो. In fact, it is good. It is good so that we can correct ourselves. We can, and it's okay even if you're not able to correct the next day. But through repeated, and trust me, even if we tell 10 times, we're not tired of it because again, through experience, we also understand. Even I understand that only after telling 100 times will I really go. And, after we struggle, only then we go and actually act on it, right? So this is what your nutritious breakfast. If you're still unclear of what your breakfast should be, kya hona chahiye, speak to your health buddy. Ask questions on the group. We will be more than happy to actually help you. Okay. In this program, we believe in SHINE, which is start every day with gratitude and optimism. I think we are I think we should be grateful for every day that we get in our life, for the family we have, for, this community as well. Have your nutrition, not just your food, because there is a nutrition gap in the food that comes to our plate. Okay. So do supplement but the right supplement as well. We are not saying koi bhi supplement khao. Please understand the supplementation. What is your health goal? Visualize कि आपको क्या चाहिए? Is it an improvement in energy level? Is it a drop in weight? What is it? And of course, drop in weight will improve most of your other factors, or drop in weight is something that you can actually measure and it is visual, right? So that's why we talk about it more. Learn something new. I use this platform, Farooq is our mentor, and I think there's no one better than Farooq actually through his experience, and he continuously brings to us so many facts and inputs from the health world. I learn something from this platform daily. In fact, through the plates that are shared on the group, through the inputs that Farooq, Anaita, and Raj actually give there. Exercise daily. When I read this, I'm telling myself as well, exercise daily. Now, just to tell you, this was how I was, and in fact, more fatter than this probably. And on the face of it, probably people thought I was a very energetic person. Because that's how you portray yourself in office, right? You want to be looking good. You want to be, एक अच्छा impression होना चाहिए. But I used to be tired, extremely tired by the time we came home. And most of the time, we used to end up ordering food in the night because I used to have calls, I used to get tired, nahi hai energy, khana bahar se, most of the time. And Friday, Saturday, khana bahar se, khatam ho gaya. That energy is gone. Today, that eating outside food has reduced. This change is due to a lot of change and smaller changes in habits, including morning nutrition. The introduction of protein and fiber has also improved my skin because it has improved my gut health as well. When you do your gut reset, when you increase your protein intake, especially in the morning, you can take protein in the night as well. It will help you with repair. But the maximum amount of protein, 50% of protein should be had during breakfast. If you have that, friends, you also can look at these kind of transformations, which is not just about weight, but I reversed my, I moved from a pre-diabetic stage to, clear. My sugar levels are great. I don't have any issues at all. There are, other things like even my, triglycerides were haywire. My LDL was also not great. So all of these things improved with these change in habits. And trust me, if you can work on morning nutrition and walking after meals, because you've had your the right nutrition in morning, you will not snack. You will, feel hungry at the right time. You will probably have an early lunch by 12:31. Because you've had an early lunch, you'll feel hungry by, 6. You'll have your dinner by 6:30. And eventually you will get into the right habits. Okay. So I hope this session was, helped you with some, good takeaways. There are some questions on the chat. I think, I'll hand it over to Ruchita, who can probably take up the questions.
Thank you, Veda, and thank you for explaining that so amazingly. And thank you for sharing your transformative journey. I think it is always very, very inspiring. Okay, so I see a question in the chat, which is in rush for office, it becomes difficult to keep a 30 minutes gap, I'm assuming, in between the fruit and the breakfast. So is there any solution, please?
Well, if you feel that there is a problem, about the timing, what you can do is that you can sort of just advance everything that you do. But if you still can't manage it, just have the fruit before the breakfast. If the gap reduces by a little amount, by say from 30 minutes to 15 or 20 minutes, it's not going to hurt so much, as long as you had the fruit first, before you put anything. You don't want to have food in your stomach and then eat the fruit on top of it, because then the food will sit over there and ferment. So the important key is that this 30-minute gap is not all that critical. Okay. It can be even a little lesser, provided you put the fruit in first. Thank you.
I hope that answered the question. If anybody else has any questions. I see. All right. Thank you, everyone. I hope this was an informative session and you've understood the importance of morning breakfast and what to consume. And if you've gathered nothing else, please just start putting pictures on the group, and I'm sure you'll get the right guidance and you'll automatically correct. With that, we come to an end. Thank you. You've been a great audience, and see you in the next session. Good night.
Thank you.